own developmental checklist where we call it more like a progress report of each child. I know the CIFMA was encouraging the schools to use cake, but I don't know what happened to it. We got an introduction to it, but it never came to pass that they gave us a full training on how to use it. But for us, we made created a progress report for each group, from babies 0 to 1 until the 3 to 4 year olds. And within that progress report, we deal with cognitive development, we deal with the physical development of the child, we deal with special like help, the self-help skills. So it's a whole total, you look at a total picture of the child and not just one area. So where you would have like fine motor skills will deal with how does a child cut? Is the child able to prick? Is the child able to trace underlines? And whereas a gross motor skill will be, can the child jump? Can the child walk a straight line? So for us, we did not wait on government or CIFMA to create a progress report. I think every school needs to have a progress report for their students.
And what I find very interesting at Alexander Early Stimulation, and I must say that my daughter also attends your school, is the chart that they take home every day. And I thought that was very interesting, because this is the second daycare that one of my children are attending. And I think it's nice for a parent to know what has happened throughout the day with their child, because maybe you don't have the time sometimes to ask, but when you reach home in your own home, you can actually sit down and take the time to go through that chart. Mm-hmm. And I think that is very important, and I commend you for having that chart that you use. Is that also your own creation?
Yes, it is my own creation. While doing the management course, we got something that was similar. There was a chart that we were introduced to that was similar, but it was not very broad. And then I went to St. Kitts, and then in St. Kitts, they also had something similar as well. So what I did is that I take what I thought would more work for St. Martin, for the kids here, and what I think the parents would like to know at the end of the day, and I just kind of created something to work for us.
Okay, Sophia and Ingrid, thanks again. When we return, we'll be discussing what makes Alexander Early Stimulation different from the other schools, and I want you to also talk a little bit about the parental involvement in your school. Stay tuned, we will be right back.
Man, I'm supposed to take my girl out to dinner this weekend. She's so broke, man.
Man, I used to have those same problems, but since I got my whip company card, when I take my lady out, I even get something back.
Well, you're a lucky fella.
I take your mind out the gutter, man. What I mean is, with whip company I get back 1% on every purchase I make. With this card, I can spend in guilders and use it throughout the Netherlands and Tilly's. Instead of paying 1% at the dollar credit card, now I get 1% back on every purchase I make at the end of the year.
What? I gotta get myself a company on card.
Man, but let's go.
Let me go.
Man, now my lady's birthday gonna be a winning celebration. At least now with Whip Compaleon, I know you're gonna get something back.
The Whip Compaleon credit card, with limits as low as 500 guilders. You don't have to walk with cash, and it is accepted by practically all businesses. The Whip Compaleon is the first guilder credit card that can be afforded by anyone.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, Saba, and Statia, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Welcome back to A Better Place. Sophia, tell us a little bit about your parental or the parents at your school and the parental involvement.
Well, we encourage the parents to be as involved as possible within their child's development. And one of the ways we encourage them is we allow the parents to come in, especially during morning times for circle time, where the parents sit and, of course, then they learn all the songs that the children are singing. As well as when we go on field trips, we encourage as many parents to come along and help out. But what is so different for us here is that the parents feel so free to walk in, and sometimes they come early and they sit and they talk with the teacher, or they interact with the other children that are here. So for us, it's kind. If it wasn't like that, I think it would not make Alexander's the school it is.
Ingrid, what would you like to say about the involvement of the parents here at Alexander's?
I must say it is something that I really admire. You know, as was said by Miss Sophia, the parents are involved, and in a lot of the schools here in St. Martin, they're not, because sometimes the parents are not even allowed to go inside the daycare. You know, they should come, stand by the door and collect their children. But I seriously think that does separate Alexander's from a lot of the preschools, and it encourages the parents not only to interact with the different children, but also to get to know the teacher that is taking care of their children, you know, to interact with her also, right? Because, I mean, you're leaving your child in the care of an individual for 8 hours. When you times that by 5, it's practically a lot more than the time a lot of parents spend with their children. I really enjoy that, and I must say I also enjoy the way they communicate, participate, so to speak, and how they support the school. Because when Miss Sophia has field trips, you know, in September she had the first field trip that, you know, I would have been a part of. And the parents were there, you know, helping out with not just their children, but other children also. And I see it to be very, very impressive.
Sophia, and for you, what makes Alexander's stand out?
Our groups definitely are smaller than a lot of other preschools. And I think because we have such an open relationship with the parents. And for us, the motto here is always the children are first. In whatever we do, the safety and the well-being of the children is always first. So I think those are a few things that definitely makes us stand out from other preschools.
And you talked about safety, and of course, you know, in order for you to open a preschool, you have to meet all of these different requirements that are required. And I'm sure that you meet all of the requirements, because or else you wouldn't be open. And the children here, Sophia, at Alexander's Early Stimulation, there's no specific requirement, right? You welcome all children.
Yes, we do. Because of course you are a private school, so you're not gonna require certain documents like a government school for the children to be enrolled. But at the same time that because we take only a number of children and we stick to what we say, we tend to have a long waiting list. But even though I would recommend other schools to some parents who come to enroll their children and we don't have the space, they still tend to want to wait until we do have the space instead of going to the other school that I recommended. But we don't have a special requirement. We do give first preference to parents that have children here already. So we have parents that have a child here and is now pregnant with another child. So of course they will have first preference.
And what are the hours for Alexander Early Stimulation?
Well, we open at 7 and we close at 5:30 p.m. So that's Monday to Friday.
Wow. And of course, all of your teachers are here from 7?
Yeah, basically. They're always here. That is why we ask parents to please be on time. Right. So because most of our teachers have families of their own, and they are really hardworking teachers. They are very passionate about what they do. And I think that's another thing that makes us stand out, because the teachers are really happy to come to work. And and that is something that is greatly important when dealing with children. Even in care in general, in care, you have to be passionate about what you do. You have to like your job, because whatever, if you don't, it tends to come over in what you do with the children.
And you said that in November you will be celebrating your second year anniversary. Do you have any special plans?
Yeah, it's our third year.
Third year?
Yeah,
Sorry.
third year since we opened. What we usually have in November is our athletic fun day, where right now all the students are basically training for our sports day. So we have games. We would have games for children from the babies straight up to the 3-year-olds. So games such as for a baby would be the mom. The father will have to walk with the baby down to the mom who has the stroller. They have to then put the baby into the stroller, and then the other parent walks up with the child driving, pushing the stroller to the other end. Then we have games for the other kids, such as ball in the basket, where they have 2 or 3 balls and they have to run from one end and put it in. So it's actually a very fun event in November. So we don't have to do a particular celebration, because that is already a celebration in itself, to see the kids having so much fun. And our sports day, it's not about winning, it's about having fun. So no child feels like they are a loser or they came in last. Everybody is a winner, and it's all about having fun.
So you don't give prizes then?
We give a medal to every child, a medal of participation and a certificate to every child, whether or not they did it that day or they didn't, they get a medal of participation. So it's not about winning.
Ingrid, tell us, do you have any final words you would like to share with the viewing audience today?
Yes, I do. I really enjoy working here at Alexander's Early Stimulation. Reason being, I wake up in the morning and I am very happy to come to school, because I am now working with a much smaller group of children. I'm able to focus all my attention on everyone in the group, and it really makes it enjoyable, not just for the children, but also for me. I am less stressed. Seriously. Yes, because when you have such a large group of children and you're not able to keep an eye on everyone within the group, and if there's an accident or a child's need is not met, then you, the teacher, feel as if you didn't really accomplish anything much.
And Sophia, any final words?
I would just love to encourage all parents to continue to be involved in your child's development. Remember that preschool are the early years of a child's foundation. If the children don't have a good foundation, then it's going to create problems later on. So definitely be involved in what your child do. Show as much interest as possible. Spend time with your children, and in ensuring that they do have a good foundation.
So Ingrid and Sophia, would like to thank you so much for having been guests today on A Better Place.
Thank you very much.
And to you, the viewing audience, if you are interested in having your children attend Alexander Early Stimulation Center, it can be found on R.S. Nicholson Road, number 2 in Ebenezer. The phone number is 548-4177. Thank you once again for having been a part of A Better Place. Stay tuned for our next program next time.